This is the Razer Keisha V2, and I've been using it for about a month, and this little gadget turns your phone into a mobile handheld gaming machine. Let me tell you about it. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the awesome. Let's get into it. First off, this thing feels amazing in your hands. The buttons are clicky, the triggers are triggers, the joysticks feel smooth, and it doesn't feel like cheap, crappy plastic. It actually feels like a pretty solid handheld device. This thing is really lightweight and it doesn't feel like it's gonna break. Once you click it into your phone, it feels like you're holding a Nintendo Switch Lite. It's gripped perfectly so it doesn't hurt your hands after long gaming sessions, and especially with me, I've been playing for a lot of GTA and a lot of Diablo, so I'm definitely holding the controller for a while and it feels really well in the hands, at least for me. And honestly, it feels a lot better than the Switch controller, I'm gonna be honest with that, because that thing is terrible. Switch 2, don't get it. Now look, at the price I got this was actually really good because I got it for a half off. It's originally $100. It's not the newest one, but it's the newer-ist one of this type of ordeal. They have a pro version. This is just the Keisha V2. It's not like the super pro version. Seeing how they had it half off, I had to snag it. There was no ifs, ands, whats, or buts. I had to grab it very fast. And with the backbone being pretty much the same exact price as this, it's kind of cool saving a couple extra bucks when you can, especially with the tariffs. And speaking of backbone, their app is way better than Razer's app. It's a lot more flushed, it's a lot more polished. There's a community that you can join, there's easy ways to just share everything. This one's kind of just like a basic app to play games in, which it's not a problem, but you would like to have some sense of community while you're also playing games to figure out if the game is actually worth it before you even download it on your phone. But the one cool thing about this versus Backbone is Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, one of the two. This one just, and it's ready to go. You don't have to do anything extra. You just clip it in and call it a day. Also, I'm using it on the Pixel 8a, and it's running really well, actually. One cool thing about this is actually you're able to play Xbox Live and PlayStation Network games. You can play real, actual games on this thing. I personally wouldn't recommend it because it takes a lot to do that, and there's a lot of storage taken up just by doing that, especially if you have like Diablo and San Andreas and a couple other things on there, and also your home state social media apps and stuff like that. It's going to take up a lot of storage, and it just make your phone like super hot and laggy. So you can do that, but I wouldn't recommend it because it just makes it a lot more clunky using your phone. The games I've been playing on this have been Diablo Immortal, which turned me into an RGP guy, and San Andreas I've been playing, and I found Rainbow Six on there through Netflix, because Netflix games actually are pretty dope, and they actually do work with this, which is really amazing, because dude, I hate using touchscreen controls. Like in San Andreas, you can actually aim, you can shoot, you can fight, you can drive, you can do the missions, you can play the game a lot more smoother with this controller, and it's not like really weird. If you're playing it with your hands on the screen, most of the time your hands are covering the screen majority of the time, so that just gets in the way a lot. With this, it's the game, and that's all you got to worry about. There's nothing else you have to really do. Now, games like Genshin Impact, Dead Cells, Minecraft, and even Fortnite work great too. Pretty much if the game has controller support, it's going to work very well on here. So just get it, and you don't have to charge it either. That's another thing. You don't have to charge this thing. Now, emulators, those are actually very fun and easy to use, and I actually really like this because it made me actually go back into a few PSP games I used to play, and actually it was like really fun. I forgot how to play them, but I got to actually play them again. It was actually pretty fun. Even though I have a PSP, this is also a cheaper way, and it's like a very smooth way around it without actually buying the games for the PSP where people overcharge for them. I'm cool with just downloading a couple emulators every once in a while. But as I said, you can get the PSP, you can get GameCube, you can get NES, you can get Super Nintendo, you can get the Sega, you can get PS2. There's probably a way you can get PS3 games on here. I don't know. I didn't dive that deep yet. But they do run and work very well. The controller layout is pretty much the same as any other thing. It's just ABXY instead of A square circle triangle and X. But still, like, the button layout is perfect, so you know what you're going to do either way. You know how to play the game. The PSP one, I used to play wrestling on that, so it was a little weird going from I had to use the D-pad a lot. I kept using the thumbstick because that's like for like something else. But you have to use the D-pad on it, so it was kind of weird and clunky when I first got into it. Then I finally realized, hey, you need to not use the thumbstick because it doesn't work. And as I said, the Keisha comes with its own app called Razer Nexus. It's not super fancy, but it actually works. It helps you see which games are compatible, it lets you launch stuff quickly, and it has a built-in button remapper. You can also update the hardware and the firmware and customize extra buttons on the back of the controller. With that said, the app still feels a little basic compared to the Backbone app. It's missing the community feel, no built-in clip sharing, and no chatting. Nothing super flashy, but it just gives you what you want, just to get the job done. Now look, there is a little bit of negativity with this controller, but Call of Duty stopped working on it because with this thing, you're able to customize buttons on it. So in quote unquote, you're technically cheating by using it, but there's a workaround to it, but you have to connect like a PS5 controller or an Xbox One controller, and then you can use it. There's no Switch controller support, which is weird. That's just fucking weird, but whatever. Activision, like, you can still download the game and play through the app, but the controller support is not there for this. It works with Backbone, just not this, just because of that remapping stuff. And another one of the things is it doesn't fit every single phone. If your phone is too big or too thick, or even has a chunky camera bump on it, it might not fit properly unless you remove the case. That can get really annoying, especially if you have a really good case that protects your phones. This thing does scratch a little bit on your phone. That is going to make a few little people irritated. Also, if your phone uses a weird layout for the USB-C port, you might have connection issues or need to adjust exactly how you dock it. Another little downside is the lack of headphone support, and it also drains your battery fucking to hell, and it burns your hands nastily. Now here's something you really want to expect from this thing. You can actually make money off of it, depending on how you use it. I'm talking TikTok Live, Facebook Live, YouTube streaming, and much more. All you need is a screen recording software or apps like Streamlabs, and you're ready to go. You can stream your gameplay, talk to fans, or even earn tips or ad revenue. And since you're using real controls, your gameplay looks a lot more professional and better. I've seen people rack up views just by playing San Andreas or retro games using emulators. If you're really creative, this controller can be more than fun, it can actually be a business too. Also, the controller doesn't run off a built-in battery, it runs off your phone. That's fine for most of the time, but if your battery is low, it can get really frustrating. There is a pass-through charging port, but it really doesn't work because it actually drains your battery a lot more even though you have it plugged in. There's no headphone jack, and Rose is not here to save you. Now in the end, the Razer Keisha V2 is one of the newest and most useful handheld style controllers for mobile gaming. It takes your phone and turns it into something that feels more like a real console. Whether you're playing console games, emulators, or just a way to have better controls on mobile, this thing delivers. It's not perfect, the app is kind of basic and it won't fit every phone, but for the price you'll pay and the features it offers, you'll be more than happy. It helps you play more games, play better, and even stream more professionally. If you're serious about mobile gaming, this is definitely something you should definitely look at. So look, if you're looking to pick up a mobile controller, I would definitely recommend this one because it works really well, and I would really love for you guys to actually understand what I'm talking about. Sorry about the light change, I turned it off, my bad. It's a really cool device, especially if you just want to test out what the controller can do on the phone without buying a expensive PS5 controller or an Xbox controller or all the other stuff, or the Backbone or whatever. But it's definitely worth the try, especially if you want to try out real hardcore mobile gaming. There is the Switch, but it doesn't offer the same games as your phone does. Catch you on the next one.